Hello and welcome to this video where we are going to learn about control structures, and it is very similar to what we have done in C language. So we won't be going ahead and digging deep into the every single semicolons, commas or brackets, but instead we will explore much more advanced version which is going with the programs so that we can understand the concepts and logic little beautifully. Still, I will go ahead and cover things in a little short because these things were quite tough and they are very important. So due to which I cannot escape them completely, but yes, I have to go ahead and test them out a little so that you can also have a better understanding of these things with respect to your C++ language. So we will be covering if statement, else statement, else if statement, nested if else statement, switch statements, for loops, while loops, do while loops, break and continue. Moving ahead, let's explore the if condition. This is very similar to what we have done before in the C language. We have to write the keyword if, and inside this we have to give a bracket where we will be passing the condition followed by the curly bracket, and we can write our code in here. So when the condition is true, then only my code will get executed, but if it is false, my code will not get executed. Code will not get executed. So let's actually quickly go ahead and check this out. Moving ahead, I'm writing here that play equal to false. Okay, and this will be the bool type value. Bool play equal to false. Moving ahead, let me just quickly go ahead and check if play. So if I'm simply writing play, it will automatically check what is the current value of play, if it is true or false. Okay, and based on that, we don't even have to check if it is true or false. It will automatically take that. So let me just quickly go ahead and show you if play cout and we are printing, we can go ahead and play and with the and del. Okay, so let me just quickly go ahead and run this. So we can even write equal to false, equal to true. Okay, so that value we can give over here, but we can even skip that part if it is 0, 1, true or false. Okay, let me just quickly go ahead and run this. So it will say nothing. Why? Because the initial value was false. Let me change it to true, and when true, play is equal to true, it will say we can go ahead and play. This is how your if condition is working. Let me go ahead with one more simple example. Here I'm going to write int age equal to 19. Okay, if age greater than 19, cout we are eligible to play the game. If my age is greater than 90, so 20 and ahead, we will be eligible to play the game. Okay, let me just write endl and let's see what it is giving. As of now, because my condition is false, why? Age value, which is 19, is not greater than 19. It is actually 19. In that case, we will be not getting anything. Why? Because my condition inside the if condition is false. If I change that to 29, where my condition now became true, so it will actually execute this line of code. It will execute, we are eligible to play the game. Okay, this is how your if condition works. Moving ahead with the else condition, how does your else condition work? It will very first come only with the if condition. It will only come with the if condition. Okay, so here we are having condition bracket. If in case my if is not getting executed, and when will that condition be true? When my if condition is not getting executed, only when my value inside the condition is false, and due to which this will not get executed. Only in those cases we will run our else. Actually, it will automatically get run. Okay, it will automatically get executed. So it will always be present with the if or else if condition, and it will get executed only when my above condition is false. Let's go ahead and actually have some code over here. Else We will not write any condition with the else. See out, we are not eligible to play the game. And del for the next line. Okay, as of now, what is my condition? Age equal to 29. It's true, so it will only print we are eligible to play the game. On the other end, if I keep this as 17, which will make my condition if condition false, and in those situations my else will get executed, and then we will get the output as we are not eligible to play the game. This is how your if else works. Moving ahead to one more condition, which is your if else condition, which is anyway similar to what we have done before, but still let's go and check this out. Very first, let's see when this condition will be used. You already know when this condition will be used. When exactly are we going to use this condition? Especially when there are more than one condition to check. More than one condition to check. Okay, in those situations we will be going ahead with the if else ladder, where else is always optional. So we will move ahead with the if, we'll check the condition, and this is my condition 1. Okay, I'll be checking with this condition. Next, for checking my second condition, I will go ahead with the else, if, and then I will put here my condition 2. Okay, and I will again put this curly bracket. I'll go ahead with my condition 3. So no matter how many conditions we have, we can go ahead and create this ladder. And at the end, else is always optional. So if you want to keep it, you can even keep one else. If all my above conditions are false, then only my else will get executed. So how the control flow will move over here? Very first, it is going to check your condition 1. Only if it is false, it will come to condition 2. If it is true, it will ignore all the other conditions present below. If my things is false, then only it will come over here to condition true. And if this is also false, it will come to condition 3. If that is also false, it will come to your else. Okay, this is how top to bottom approach is followed. And my first condition, wherever my first condition is true, be the first, wherever my condition is true, not the first. Let's change that to wherever my condition is true. Wherever my condition is true, it will execute the code then and there itself, and it will not go to the bottom codes or to the bottom conditions. It is following the top to bottom approach. If it is checking any condition from the top is true, it will ignore all the things at the bottom. It won't go ahead and check it out. Okay, so in this case, what is a very good example to check is, let's go ahead with the age only. Okay, so my question over here is that if age is greater than 18 and less than 60, in this condition only we can vote. If it is lesser than 18, we are not eligible to vote. If it is greater than 60, we are not eligible to vote. So how do we go ahead and check this condition with the things? Int age, we are going to take this input from the user. Okay, see out, enter your age, in age. Now we got the value of age inside the age variable, and now we will be checking if age is lesser than, if age is lesser than what, 18, we will print we are not eligible for voting. Not eligible for voting. Okay, and I will have endl over here. ENDL. Okay, next condition I will be checking if my age is greater than 60. If age is greater than 60, in this condition also we can go ahead and utilize not eligible for voting. Now there must be a question in your mind that we can actually do this condition with the logical and. Yes, we can go ahead and do this condition. It is just me who's trying to show you how to go ahead with the else if conditions. Okay, And next we will be having the else. If it is not lesser than 80, if it is not greater than 60, it will be inside the range of 18 to 60, and in those cases we are actually eligible to vote. So I will write cout eligible to vote, and here I will have endel. Okay, so this is my overall program. Let me go ahead and run it, and let's see what are we getting. It says enter your age. I'm writing 4. It says not eligible for voting. We'll run the program again. Enter your age. I'll write 76, and again it will say not eligible for voting. But if I give my age somewhere in the range of 18 to 60, let's suppose 45, it will say eligible to vote. This is how our if else condition work. We have covered all 3 conditions. What is nested? Condition inside condition is nested. I'm not going ahead and touching that. It is very similar to our old thing. Instead, I'm going ahead with few questions which will be very, very important for you in terms of placements, in terms of hackathons. These sort of questions will definitely come from if condition. These are the basic questions. So why are we doing this basic question? Because this question or this logic framing thing, you will understand from the small questions only. Once you are good with the logics, once you start framing the logics for the questions, once you start utilizing your knowledge of coding into these questions, you will be able to solve bigger questions. What are big questions? Big questions are nothing, but they are the combination of small questions all together. We have to utilize more than one thing altogether to get to solve a bigger problem. Okay, the very first program says find the maximum between 2 numbers. And how do we do that? How do we find the maximum between 2 numbers? Very first, we are going to take 2 numbers, num1 and num2, input from the user. As we said, we are going to take most of the thing input from the user. So we'll be going ahead with those sort of approach. Now we took 2 numbers input from the user. Next is what we are going to do is we are putting 2 conditions. If num1 is greater than num2, I'll check if my first condition is true. In this case, my num1 will be greater, else my num2 will be greater. We will also do one more variation of this question where we are checking with 3 conditions, and we'll see how we can go ahead with 3 numbers. Cool. Let's quickly go ahead and check that out. We'll remove this question, and what exactly we are going to write is we are going to take 3 numbers, num1, num2 and num3, and we can directly take these numbers. Okay, let's go with 2 numbers first. Okay, we will write cout, enter the first number, and we'll write cin num1. Okay, I'm going to copy this line and paste it over here. I will change this to second number, and I will change this to num2. This is how we are taking both the numbers input from the user. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check the condition. If num1 is greater than num2, I'm checking if my num1 is greater than num2. In this situation, what will happen? Num1 is greater. You can even tell which number is greater. If in case you want to mention that number, you can actually give it over here using the extraction operator. So what we are printing, num1, and then we will write endel. Cool. This is what we are going. In the else part, else cout num2 is greater. Okay, and here we will print num2, and here we will print endel. Okay, let's see which number is greater. Very first, I'm passing the first number as 5 and second number as 7. Number 2 is greater, which is 7. Okay, let me go ahead. 9 and 4. So it says number 1 is greater, which is 9. Let's see how we can go ahead and do the same question with the 3 numbers. So we are going ahead with the num3. So we will have to take one more input from the user. Third. Okay, and here we will write num3. So we got num3. So we have to check if num1 is greater than num2 as well as num3. What we have to do is num1 is greater than num2. Along with that, we also have to check if num1 is also greater than num3. We will have to check if num1 is also greater than num3. And in this situation only, when both the conditions are true, in those situations, my num1 will be greatest. Okay, let's go ahead and do this out. If num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is also greater than num3. In this situation, what we are going to write is number 1 is greatest. We can even have the value printed num1. Okay, and we'll write and del. Cool, this is what we are going to do. Next, if you are checking more than one condition, we will have to write else if. And here we will check with the num2. Num2 is greater than num1 and num1 is also greater than, num2 is also greater than num3. Cool. In this situation, what we are going to print, we'll print number 2 is greatest. Okay, and here we will have num2 is greatest and we'll write and del. Cool. And if num1 is not greatest, num2 is not greatest, what will be the greatest? Num3 will be the greatest. So we can quickly go ahead and write this in the cout, that my number 3 is greatest. We can have that num3 printed over here, and then we will go ahead with the and del. Cool. This is how we have to write our entire program. Let's click on run and see what exactly we are getting. It will ask us 3 numbers. Okay, I'm writing 1, 2 and 3. So my 3 is greatest, which is number 3. I'll write here 4, 8, 2. So my second number is greatest, which was number 8. I'll write 9, 6 and 3. So it says my number 1 is greatest, which is number 9. So this is how we approach our problem, and this is how we solve greatest of 3 numbers inside your C program. Next is write a program to check if the number is negative, positive or 0. So it is very similar. In this we will take only one number. So I'm removing the other thing. Okay, enter the number. I'll remove everything else. So we are taking num1 from the user, and how do we have to check? Using the if else if condition. If num1 is greater than 0, so number is positive, right? Cout number is positive. The question is if the number is positive, negative or 0. Now in order to check the negative, else if num1 should be lesser than 0. If it is lesser than 0, in this case what exactly we are going to print? Number is negative. And here we will have and del. If it is not positive, not negative, it will be 0. So we can have a printout that the number is 0. Okay, and we can again have and del. So this is how we approach our problem, and this is how we solve our problem of positive, negative and 0. Let's enter the number 6. It is positive. Let's enter the number 0. It is 0. Let's enter the number negative 8. It is a negative number. Okay, I hope this was a simple question for you, and this is how we went ahead and checked multiple condition. Moving ahead, check if the given number is divisible by 5 and 11 or not. So here the question is little confusing. Very first it is saying we have to check if the number is divisible by 5 and 11 or not. So very first we have to check 5 and 11. If the number is divisible by both 5 and 11. What is or not? If it is divisible, we will print yes, and if it is not divisible, we will print no. Okay, if it is divisible by both, we will print yes, and if it is not divisible by any, we are going to print no. And how to approach this problem? Very first we should know how to find if the number is divisible using the modulus symbol. And how we can find that with the modulus symbol? We can find that by putting and checking if the remainder is 0. If 5, let's suppose we are checking for the number and we need to check for the 5. Okay, so 23 modulus 5 equal to 0. So let me just divide 5 by 23. So 5 4s are 20 and 3 is the remainder. Is my remainder equal to 0? No. So this is my false. So it is not divisible. Okay, whereas 25 modulus 5 equal to 0. Let's check with 25. So it will be 5. 5s are 25, remainder is 0. 0 equal to 0, which is true. and the number is divisible. So we have to check this with both the conditions, and because we have to check with both, it should be divisible by both. We have to use ampersand and check both the conditions. Let's go ahead and see how this question will be done. Very first, let's take the input from the user, int num, c in num. Okay, if you also want to get that message, what you have to do is cout, enter the number. Okay, so here we are getting the number. Now we are checking if the number is divisible by both 5 as well as 11. So if num modulus 5 equal to 0 and num modulus 11 should be also equal to 0. So this AND is going to check both the divisibility. You remember that 0 0 is 0, 0 1 is 0, 1 0 is 0, and 1 1 is 1. Only when we are getting true from both the ends, then only my code will get executed. Okay, so what exactly are we going to print? Cout, yes, the given number is divisible by both 5 and 11, and we will have endl. Okay, and in the else case, what exactly we are going to print? Cout, number is not divisible by 5 and 11. Okay, number is not divisible by 5 and 11. That is what we want to print, endl. Cool. Now let me click on run and see what exactly we are getting in the output. So we are getting that, enter the number 56, and number is not divisible by 5 and 11. Let's check with 55. It says yes, the number is divisible by both 5 and 11. So this is how your code is actually working, and this is how your logics are framed for the question. Let me quickly go ahead and check the next question. Check whether the given character is digit, alphabet, or a special character. This question is one of my favorite because you may get these sort of logic framing thing inside the bigger question. Let's suppose you have to separate all the letters, digits, and special characters. Okay, in those situations where the big questions are coming and we have to do something with those separated characters, digits, and special characters, we have to form something, that is a big question. But how the logic work for checking if it is alphabet, special character, or digit is done over here. Okay, we are going to check it. Very first thing, we are going to check with the ASCII table. And second, we'll be checking it with the present libraries. Okay, let's go ahead and check what exactly we have to do is, very first we are asking one character input from the user, any character input from the user. We are checking we are taking one character input from the user, and we will check if it is one alphabet, if it is a digit, or one special character. Okay, so let's go ahead and check that. Very first, we will be taking the input from the user, which will be in the form of character. Char ch, okay, cout, enter the character, c in ch. Okay, we are taking ch in the input where we are going to get the result. Let's look at the ASCII table and where exactly and how exactly we have to go ahead and work with the problem. Very first, if you see, capital A is 65 and the capital Z is 90. So it should be, if it is alphabet, if you're checking for the alphabet, your character should be in the range of 65 to 90, or it should be in the range of 97 to 122. It should be in the range of 97 to 122. In these two cases, your character is alphabet. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. If ch is greater than equal to 65 and ch is less than equal to 90, this is the capital case character. We'll print character is alphabet. Character is alphabet. We can even go ahead and do this together for both upper and lower, but I really don't want to confuse you because it will be much more of or and and combination. I don't want to go ahead and do that and confuse you. Let's put it separately. Else if for the next one, it should be 97 to 122. CS should be greater than equal to 90 and CH should be lesser than equal to 122. If it is in this range, we will again print the same thing. Character is alphabet. We can even print like if it is capital alphabet or lower alphabet. Okay, but it is just asking us to print alphabet or digit or special character. Next, we will be going ahead. We have done the alphabet thing. We will go ahead with the digit. And for the digit, let's again go. We can either compare it directly, it should be greater than 0 or lesser than 9. Or we can directly put it using ASCII table. So it should be in the range of 48 to 57. It should be in the range of 48 to 57. So let's go ahead and do that. Else if CH is greater than equal to 48 and CH should be lesser than equal to 57. If you see, the last one is 57. So it should be present in the range of 0 to 9. 57. In this case, we are going to see out that character is digit. Character is digit. And we are going to have endl. Cool. If it is not alphabet, if it is not digit, it could be the space. Okay. So we can even check that. Else if ch equal to 32. 32 is actually is for space. If you go ahead and check 32, so 32 is space. Okay. So if ch equal to 32, we are going to print it that it was character is space. Character is space. Cool. And if it is not space, not digit, not alphabet, what it could be? It is again your special character. So see out, it is one special character. So in this, what I really want to give you a message is that you have to remember these range very thoroughly, and you have to use that in your examinations, in your placement test, and using this will be a much more simpler thing. Even we can go ahead and compare this using this capital A and Z. If you don't want to go ahead and do it, we can even compare it like this. Okay, it is going to work flawlessly. You don't have to do it with the ASCII table. Okay, but ASCII is actually a little faster, and that's why we are going ahead and doing it with the ASCII table directly. Now let's click on run and see if we are actually getting our result. So I'm entering capital A, so it is alphabet. I'm entering capital B, it is also alphabet. I'm entering A, it is alphabet. I'm entering a small v, it is also alphabet. 6 digit, and it's a special character. This is also one special character. This is also one special character. I cannot enter more than one value, that will be false. And it is only going to take the last value. If I enter more than one thing, 56p, it is going to take the last value or the first value, depends. I guess it is taking the first value. Yes, it takes the first value. Let me go ahead and check that. P56, it's an alphabet, so it takes the first value if you are entering more than one character. So make sure you're not entering more than one character, else this thing will go in the input to the next value. Let's suppose you are taking digit after character, so this will get stored in the digit. Okay, that is how it works. So now this is how we actually have to check if it is character, character is alphabet, digit, or special character. Okay, now we can even use the present library methods, which is alpha, is digit, and in order to use that, we have to include one library, which is ctype.h. Include ctype dot, not ctype, ctype.h. Okay, we have to include ctype.h, and instead of this, what we have to check is, let me remove this. Okay, you can note it down by pausing the video. Let me just go ahead, and here we are checking if is alpha, and we just have to remove this. In this, we are just simply passing our character, which is our ch. Okay, if it is alpha, we'll print c out, it is alphabet. Be it capital or small, it is going to take care. ENTL. Okay, in the else if condition, what exactly we are having is digit method, is digit, and in this we are passing our character ch. So this will have a little difficulty because we are passing it in the form of character. So this, let's see if this is giving us the right answer. It is digit, ENDL, and next else it is the special character, else cout special character. Okay, ENDL. Let's go ahead and click on run to see if it is one alphabet or digit. Very first, let me just give it as capital Z. So it is an alphabet. Small h, it is an alphabet. Let me just give for 7, it is a digit. So it is actually working. It is able to convert your ch value, your character value, to your digit value, and it is actually giving us your answer if it is an alphabet or one digit or your special character. So even you can use these present methods and reduce the work in the C++ by using the libraries. There are so many different libraries. If you come across any question where we can put those libraries, we'll definitely put them so you can remember them. And at the very same time, whenever you're solving these questions, it is advised to use your libraries so that you can solve the questions with a faster rate. At some time, you may not have the flexibility to use libraries. In those situations, you should know how to do it with the normal logic. And that's why we are going ahead with both the ways. And that's it in this video. We'll be meeting again with the next topic in the next video. Till then, see you, tata, bye-bye.